What's up?
Jumped on screen just in time, huh?
Just in time. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, I guess.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear my little dogs?
Everybody can hear those dogs.
Yeah, I need to kill them real quick.
They're ankle biters. That's what ankle biters do.
I know. Well, the thing is that I kind of love it because sometimes I will like come into the house, like I'll come in through the front door, or I'll go out and I'll check the doors are closed at night, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Make sure that the fort is shut down. So I'll go out and do that, and they are dead asleep. And then they'll hear me like pull on one of the doors, and then they come check it out, and they're like growling like they're gonna do something. Like there's some big dogs. These guys are literally like that. Both of them.
Right.
One weighs 7 pounds, and one weighs like 8.5.
7 pounds.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit more than that.
I know cats that weigh more than that.
That's what I'm saying, man. But they're funny. They're funny. But how are things? How's stuff going? What you been up to?
Oh, nothing. It's been a very boring, disappointing day. The markets. I mean, the market so like SWE recovered a little bit. You know, Bitcoin bounced off the 101. So, I mean, those are good. I got robbed today.
Really?
Yep.
In the market or like on the streets?
No, like in life.
How did that happen?
The weather called for snow, and it snowed, but nothing stuck. So it just turned it into a wet mess.
What's up there, Patriot?
Nothing like trudging through job sites in a muddy mess.
Sheesh.
And having to walk into a clean house.
That's always fun.
Right.
Do you have the like the booties?
Yeah, but those are, you can't put booties on over muddy boots.
That's fair.
Doesn't, you know what I mean? You can kick your boots off, get it off as much as you can. They weren't occupied, so that's good. You know what I mean? Before I left, I keep vacuums and leaf blower in my van just for that when I'm doing like custom homes. You'd be surprised. It's a lot easier just to hit the interior of the house with a leaf blower. Like when you got wire clippings and styrofoam and wire nuts everywhere, just hit the house with a leaf blower and shoot it all out the front and then vacuum it up. Much easier.
That's funny. We love that. We love that. And so last night I slept probably less than I've slept all week. Just a couple hours, woke up early in the morning like normal, and then I just couldn't get back to sleep because I was thinking I might have to get on a bus and go 6.5 to 7 hours one way, and then either take a plane back, which would have been great, maybe, because I have like a credit for one flight, one way, or if they didn't let me do that, I would have had to have come back on a bus, another 7 hours. It would have been my whole day. So it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, hey, well, bus leaves at 6. My wife's like, hold on, just wait. We'll see. We might get the message that you don't have to go. Lo and behold, I didn't have to go, but I slept 2 hours last night just in case I had to go. I was going to sleep on the bus.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So they're going to mail it to you?
Yes. And the guy said he wasn't even charging us. Like they were charging the airline to mail it to us. And I was like, that's great. Now send me your bank account number so I can send you money because I didn't want to do that trip. I would pay him exactly what I would have spent to go do that. Right. Be like $80. You know what I mean? $80,
right.
But that would have been 14 hours of my day.
No, the airline should be paying for all of it. They're the one that friggin' screwed you in Colombia.
I haven't had all of my clothes for like almost 3 months now. I actually bought a whole new wardrobe for like just like $150. I bought like all of the stuff. I replaced everything. But so now that I'm getting my bag back, sheesh. I don't have room for it. But
well, I got spares. I got spares.
I got spares.
So a little off topic, but as the intro was playing, I was on Twitter, and Butane Protocol still hasn't launched their site.
I believe. Well, okay. Tell me the context of that tweet, because I kind of.
It's the Viva. It was from Viva. I'm still optimistic on Butane. Best addressing of frustrated community sentiment now is to deliver to the absolute best platform at launch. So it hasn't even launched yet.
Yes.
I think more communication throughout delays, even a simple "we hear you and we're working to deliver" would go a long way. When did we cover Butane? A long time ago.
Like, I feel like almost maybe a year ago.
Like forever ago.
Maybe a year ago. But they raised $50 million in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Boo, Jaleesa. Boo. Only because I had money on Washington. They beat Detroit, man. I had Detroit going against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right? And then Washington just comes out of nowhere and like annihilates them. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I figured they could at least beat the Eagles. Nah. But hey, Saquon Barkley though, dude's a beast. All them years at the Giants, and then finally gets on a good team and breaking records left and right.
After I talked to Talos about the Kansas City game, my dad calls me, and my dad is a little bit older, right? He's a little bit older. And so when I'm out of the country, you have to call me on anything other than a regular phone call, because otherwise it's like $6 every 30 seconds.
Oh, right.
There's no reason to ever call me like that when we have all this stuff. My dad calls me on WhatsApp. He calls me on everything else, but he was so excited. He calls me normal. I was like, what are you doing? He was like, Kansas City. Ah! He was like, if they win the Super Bowl this time, then they will be the team that has 3 times, the first and only one, I think 3 times back-to-back on the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't even know the last time a team made it to the Super Bowl 3 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the last talk about a dynasty was like the Troy Aikman Cowboys, I believe. Saquon didn't cover the yards you needed. He ran for a grip, scored 2 touchdowns. How many yards did you expect him to get?
More. That's
more, obviously. More. What did he rush for yesterday? Saquon Barkley's rushing yards.
Oh, he needed 138 points. It's a lot.
100. If it was anybody else, if it was any other running back, I would say that Third Patriot is out of his freaking mind. But it was Saquon Barkley, so I give you that. I mean, the dude put in a 2,000-yard season, so he's just been piling on yards in the postseason. Definitely a beast.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't get down into the football like that, but I like watching it when it's on, and different things like that. I always have somebody to root for, but I'm excited that you all are excited about it. Jaleesa, Third Patriot, Desert.
It's freaking the playoffs, baby. That's why I said That's why I said I spoke too soon when I said we should start on Sundays too. Saquon played in the Big 33 game. Got to meet him. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, I mean, he definitely could get MVP, but you got to give it to Daniels for Washington, rookie quarterback. I mean, I don't think Washington's been to the playoffs since like the 90s or some crap like that. And this rookie quarterback comes in and just starts demolishing people, takes them all the way to the playoffs, yeah. It'd be a hard decision, I think.
Just as I unmute, my little ankle biters start having a whole lot that they want to say. But without further ado, let's get into the charts. Let's see what's going on in the market, because
nothing.
We were talking about that there was a big liquidation, but I guess it wasn't as big as I was thinking. I guess I'm gonna have to try to find that post. And
it was probably big for that exchange. I think you're talking about HTX. I thought I heard something yesterday about a massive liquidation on HTX, but it's not reflecting on CoinGlass. So
interesting. Yeah, because I thought it was like 900 billion.
Oh no,
something crazy.
No.
It might have been 900 million, and I just saw an extra.
900 billion is a third, or
almost a trillion. No, it's basically a trillion. 900.
Well, it's like a third of the crypto market cap.
You're right. So it's probably 900 million, but after you get past, so many zeros, it all looks like God.
Right. DeepSeek killed the market. It did kill TradFi, that's for sure.
Yep. And we're going to be talking about that. I have a whole lot about it, which ironically, I had just heard about it the first time. I think it was yesterday or the day before, when L put out a post about how he was getting rid of his OpenAI subscription, $30 a month for DeepSeek. And then I checked it out, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Well, it's like ChatGPT. The only thing is that if you ask it about,
except for it's owned by the CCP.
Well, I was going to say, but the language model itself is open sourced, right? But if you ask it,
do you know
Chinese
censorship, know what those algorithms mean? Do you know what
I don't. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right. Do I. But what I'm saying is, the only thing that is the big thing is if you ask it about Chinese censorship or specific events where they murdered hundreds of thousands of people based on ethnicity or different things, or for being protesters, it doesn't actually have that information. So everything else it knows. Ask it about 9/11. It'll tell you. But
we'll talk. I have very strong opinions on it. I haven't went on the website. I just have very strong opinions on the CCP's hold. I think TikTok should be banned, honestly.
Well, I think an American should buy it. The information should be hosted. I think an American company should buy it. The information should be hosted in America. They can geo-fence that information from being able to leave the country, and I think that Europe
does that. It's more than that. It's algorithmic shifts in the code. If it was divested from ByteDance and it was American owned and stuff like that, that'd be different. Because while Facebook and Twitter and all these other platforms, they steal your information too, we actually have some type of recourse. We could literally sue Twitter. We could sue Facebook. We probably won't win, but we do have some kind of legal recourse, as opposed to you have no legal. You can't sue ByteDance. You can't sue. You know what I mean? You can't sue. I can't remember what the name of the company is for DeepSeek. It's more than that. It's the Yuri Bezmenov theory of tactics that I feel. So, why do you keep muting yourself?
Because of my ankle biters, and just in case.
Oh, okay.
But
gotcha.
I was thinking, I was looking up DeepSeek. I want to find, I want to get it up. I want to ask it one of these questions that I know it's not going to answer just live, so that way you all can see the contrast of what we're talking about here.
Right.
This will make me happy. But meanwhile, let's go ahead and we'll go. I have a few articles about what they're talking about with DeepSeek and everything. And let's see. Do you think this is a Sputnik moment for the U.S.? Yes, 100%. 100%. 100%.
Maybe.
100%.
I don't know.
Well, because the crypto and AIs are. He was like, yes, this is alarming because they basically put out an AI more powerful and cheaper, and that has better, like, it works better than OpenAI's, Microsoft's, and like all the stuff that is publicly available. They blew everybody out of the water with something that was free and open source for everybody. Right. And so
if something's free, you're the product. And
true.
if the product being given to you is being given to you by an adversarial foreign nation, I heard that too. I heard that it still uses NVIDIA chips. Yeah.
Yes. But what I was going to say is that I think that when America made the stance and Trump made the stance that we were going to be king of crypto and AI, this was their way of being like, we've been working on our stuff too. You know, like, here's a little taste, right? So it's like, you know, they gave us a little taste, and it was like way more potent than what we have available to the regular public.
Though? That's the that's another question though. Is it really better than OpenAI?
They say that it outperforms all of the stuff that is available right now to people in the US.
Except for the fact that it's censoring information.
Except for only the information related to China, right? So,
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. That's kind of I don't know. I don't have a good analogy. It's like having the best luxury car you can have that beats out an American luxury car, but that luxury car will only drive down certain roads.
Yeah.
Or will only take you certain places. Yeah. Therefore, is it really better?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it may be quick. It may be quicker. It may be quicker. It may be more responsive. It may be cheaper. But if you can only go certain places, or the vehicle itself dictates where you go, then, you know, I mean, OpenAI is bad enough because the algorithms are at the whims of the programmers.
Yes.
Okay. So DeepSeek is going to be at the whims of its programmers. Well, them programmers are from an adversarial foreign nation.
Yes, and probably state sponsored. But we need to get into
every company in China has a CCP representative in the company. Every company.
I heard it still uses old NVIDIA chips. Yes.
But yeah. Let's get into market update. All right. Let's take a look. This is not what I meant to have up. This is what I meant to have up. Let's refresh this data. So once again, we start it off being down. We are down 1.4%, coming in at $3.618 trillion. A lot of volume for a Monday, coming in at 238 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 55.7. Ethereum at 10.6. In less than 3 GUI to send an ETH transaction. Excuse me. I ate some Girl Scout cookies before we went live. They're not sitting right. We got Bitcoin coming in at 101,749, up 0.3%. We got Ethereum at 3185, flat. We got XRP at 304, up 2.3%. Solana at 235, it's flat. We got BNB at 679, up 2.7%. We got Dogecoin at 33.43, up 2%. Cardano at 93.45, up 1%. And Lido Stake Ether, nobody cares. Let's go down here. SWI is now dropped to 19 at 392, up 5.1%. And I can only imagine where it was yesterday, because yesterday it was at like 376, 369, 366. I think it dipped all the way to like 348. So I could only imagine where it was yesterday. It's just bleeding and bleeding. Let's take a look at the biggest gainers. We got Jupiter. I guess they had a big burn today. They burned several billion tokens or something like that. But Jupe's at 116, up 13.3%. KuCoin shares at 1413, up 12%. Official Trump is going the other way, up 9.3. Hyperliquid up 7.4. XDC up 6.4. DEX-E. I don't know what that is. I'm going to assume it just came into the top 100 because it's at 99. Maybe we'll have to take a look at that later. Up 6.4. Floki up 5.3. That's, some decent gainers, I guess. A little bit of green for today. Biggest loser is going to be Solana Swap, down 10.5. Lido down 7.5. Radium down 4.6. Render down 4.4. Quant down 3.9. Monero down 3.5. And Avalanche down 3.3. It does seem a little weighted to the gainers than it does the losers. We only have one in the double digits here. We only have two, but we have a lot bigger numbers on that. Let's take a look at this week's upcoming events. We do have the FOMC on Wednesday. So the target is expected to stay the same, with 99.5% people saying that no rate cuts, no rate raises. We're going to stay at 4.5%. That's going to be on Wednesday, and just like every FOMC meeting, it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or neutral. The moment Jerome Powell opens his mouth, crap goes haywire in the market. It's a whipsaw. And it should just be, it really should be a nothing burger, because nobody expects a rate cut. They've been, and this has been for over a month now that people have been talking about, at his last meeting, how he said that, they weren't just going to keep cutting rates, and nobody expects one. So it should be a nothing burger, but it doesn't matter. They're going to pick up on every little nuance and say he's either hawkish or dovish, when really he says nothing. It's just a political freaking answer to everything. So we have that. Let's see, other U.S. Looks like we got the consumer confidence index coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. And previous 104.7, 105.7. I don't know if that's bullish or bearish. I really have no idea about that. New home sales came in today, higher than forecast though. So, that's good. I don't know if that's good for inflation. If people are buying houses, then that means they have money to spend. Therefore, they'll probably still do some more quantitative tightening, or at least not go into quantitative easing. 674 last month, 669 forecast, 698 brought in. Then that. So I guess we have the GDP QQ coming out on Thursday. We got unemployment claims coming out. We got core PCE, employment cost index coming out. And then that's really about it for this week. So your manufacturing PMI next week. The FOMC is the big one. All right, let's take a look. Let's refresh this. Let's go into liquidations. Come on. Oh, I guess we're already on it. Let's go to the 24-hour. So we got 632 million liquidated in the last 24 hours, which is a lot, but not. We've been on here before where it's been over a billion. It looks like it is Bitcoin is the main culprit. So people trying to catch a falling knife and getting liquidated, and then Ethereum, and then others. So not too bad. Let's look at fear and greed. Fear and greed, we're coming in at 72. So kind of staying in the same spot. It's not really going up. It's not really going down. Staying right there in the mid 70s. Let's bring this down. Yeah, you can see over the past, let's see, since like January, we're staying right here in about the 70s, except for that big dip on the 9th. And then that little spike right here on the 21st. But all in all, market seems to be about the same. Take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Let's go to the weekly. All right. So we did close a green candle on the weekly. Not a very bullish green candle, but it is a green candle, almost like a shooting star right here. I mean, but we do have this little wick down here. We did close above the 101.312, and we are currently above that also on this new candle, even though it's red, kind of looking like a hammer candle right now, but we're only about 28 hours into the candle. So 27 and a half hours into the candle. So not a lot to see there. As long as we can maintain this, I think we're still good to go. We are getting a red dot on the weekly, but once again, that's not going to be confirmed until the end of the week. Let's see here. Whoops. Where did that go? There we go. See the RSI or anything. We're coming back down out of the overbought territory. We've dropped below the median, and we are currently below the median. Like to see that weekly get back above, but still not looking too bad. Hopefully this isn't some kind of double top-ish, and we're going to come back down to the 21, because that could be about 85,000, or by the time it comes down, probably be over here at about 90,000 or something like that. I don't think that's going to happen. It is possible. Go down to the daily. Daily has not really, so except for Sunday, we had this red candle, and then we did have a red candle today, it looks like. So it must have retraced a little bit, came back up, yeah, to 102, and then we opened, and then we dumped. We got a nice hammer candle there. Mainly, we're above the 101 SR level, and we're kind of just bouncing in this channel. Bounce, 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 bounce. RSIs don't look too bad. Momentum wave is dropping, money flow is dropping. The VWAP has changed and started to come back to the upside. So hopefully we're just kind of sideways today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then everything's good after the FOMC. This is the first full week of trading, I think, in January, if I'm not mistaken. So as far as like TradFi, last week TradFi was closed. The week before that was a short week. We opened in the middle of a week. So this is like the first week of the month that's going to be 5 days of TradFi trading. And of course, we got an FOMC meeting in the middle. 4 hour bouncing off the 200 MA, which is nice. We got the momentum moving to the upside. So momentum to the upside, money flow curving back to the upside, VWAP still going to the upside. That is good. I know yesterday it looked like we were just going to dump because we had lost the 1 hour, and we're still below the 1 hour. We got very oversold. This is about last night in the middle of the night. I had trouble sleeping last night also, but it was more of the Bybit sweats than anything. More like.
And how did that work out? Did they end up okay?
It worked out all right. I did have a big L this weekend, but not the one that I was stressing on. I just closed it. I didn't allow it to get liquidated. I just closed it. It was on Cardano. And I just, sometimes you just got to eat the loss.
I saw it wick to the bottom of that channel, to the bottom of that chart, right? Or the pattern.
Uh-huh.
kind of the channel that it was in. And so that was probably what freaked you out, because it got close and you were probably about to go to sleep.
Yeah, well, SWE is the one I was tripping on, and it recovered beautifully. But it was in the same kind of boat. If you look at these charts, so if we're looking, so this is Bitcoin. Look how similar SWE looks. And then look how similar Cardano looks. Those charts are damn near identical. You know,
Yeah.
boom, boom. And on the SWE one, it was right about here. What time is that? 1900 hours. No, a little later than that. So about 2300 hours, right about there. I was getting a little nervous. I was like, do I add some more margin? What's going on? And I'm looking down here. So I'm thinking, okay, Adam and Eve, double bottom. We come down, boom, boom, boom. And we were right. It seemed like we were right. No, where were we? We were back here. So right about there, I could see it starting to round. So I was happy with it. I was content. And then we came up. I woke up this morning and boom, we were all the way back up. So little stressful, not too bad. If you've been trading long enough, you will have the Bybit sweats. It's really hard to take emotion out of it, no matter how emotionless you are. Kind of messed up what I was going on here, though. So Bitcoin did, even though we are below the 1 hour, we came down, boom, beautiful bounce off this SR level at 98,000, bounce up. We got above 101, couldn't quite hold it, came back down, boom, and now we're back above it. We retested it, and we're getting a decently strong candle right here on the 1 hour. So we come up, boom, boom. I don't like the momentum. You got VWAP coming down. Money flow is getting flat, but it looks like the momentum is getting ready to clip, and that could be a problem. So if this can't maintain, we could probably see that roll over a little bit. Down on the 15 minute. 15 minutes looking all right, though. That's not looking too shabby. So if you look at the momentum here, boom, break in the money flow to the upside, little dip, then a bounce. Momentum comes down, boom, nice little trigger wave. So you got the trigger wave, the VWAP, and the money flow all pointing back to the upside. So I definitely like that. I would like us to see us get back above the 15. You can see on this initial bounce, boom, wick off it, dip, bounce off support, and now we're attempting to get back up there. No divs or anything like that. Little bit of a bullish div right here, actually. So you got higher lows, same point. You're going to have lower lows on the RSI. So we do have a bull div playing out. We're above the 21. Need to get back above the 15. I'm not expecting any explosive moves. I'll be happy if we can stay above those SR levels. But if we start losing, if we lose 101,000, boom, we're coming back. You know, if we start printing on this 15 minute, we print 3-4 candles under this 100,000, we are 90% chance we're coming all the way back down to 98, and then seeing if that holds and probably getting a bounce on it right there. SWE and SWE's in the same boat, except for it's just different levels. You know, SWE's 98,000 is 345, where it's 101 is 380. And same thing, you know, we lost it, we got back above it, we lost it, nice little bounce, boom, up above. We are fighting the 15 minute, which is nice. We were getting ready to get that bullish cross. It didn't happen, but it's not looking too bad. We have the same trigger style wave. So we got VWAP. This is a little different because the VWAP is kind of flat and the money flows rolling over. But we come down, boom, get that bounce on our way back up. Any kind of no kind of bullish div on this though. No bullish div on this. We have a higher low and a lower low. Same. Cardano's pretty much the same. A lot of the charts are pretty much looking like this. We come off the momentum, boom, down trigger wave, VWAP to the upside, money flow to the upside, momentum to the upside. This we are not hitting on any kind of SR level though, but it's the same thing. We lost it. We got above it, retest, boom, lost it. Now we're back above it. Need to get back above the 200 on the 15-minute. You can see it better like that. So other than that, I'm just expecting a sideways action until Wednesday. I don't see anything really happening. I think we've proven that we can take the dip, or we are bottomed on a lot of coins. They can only bleed so much and still be in a bull run, in my opinion.
100%. I feel that same way. We have had a lot of stuff. I guess like it's felt kind of like down. Like I feel like since Bitcoin went under 100K, it felt like bull run was over. Everybody was kind of like mellow. There was not a lot of movement in the news and stuff besides TradFi. And I think that it's interesting that the DeepSeek market impact in traditional markets transferred over to crypto sort of at the same time. So things started getting exciting again at the same time, like on both sides of the fence, I feel like. You know?
I agree. I really don't understand it. The news, all the news is bullish. The sentiment is in the freaking gutter, though. It's very 100%. Weird. Very weird. It's a very whipsawy. I've never really seen price action like this. That's why I haven't been, except for the long that I'm in, I haven't really been looking for new entries. I'm just maintaining entries that I'm in. I haven't really been charting anything. I mean, I put out this morning about, you know, when we were pumping and stuff, but I wasn't looking. You know, somebody asked me in the trading group, what are you looking at? I was like, took a L yesterday. Today's a mental health day, you know. And I was looking at Bitcoin earlier today, this morning. If we had broke, I had a certain level that I was looking at, and if we would have broke to the upside, I would have took the Bitcoin long, but it never happened. And I'm not going to search. You don't have to trade every day. You know, you don't have to trade every day. Forcing a trade can be worse than not trading. Sometimes the best thing to do is not do anything.
100%. Sometimes you just have to sit on your hands.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to go through a bunch of these articles. We'll actually start with... So this one is interesting to me. That's why I want to hit it. But KuCoin's co-founder steps down amid a $300 million settlement over U.S. charges. KuCoin founder Michael Gann revealed Monday that he's relinquished all roles at the company as part of a settlement agreement. Seychelles-based crypto exchange KuCoin pleaded guilty on Monday to operating an unlicensed money transmitting business and agreed to pay nearly $300 million in fines and forfeitures. Packing Global Ltd., one of the three entities operating KuCoin, entered the plea in Manhattan federal court as part of the agreement, prosecutors said on Monday. U.S. District Judge Andrew Carter imposed an $113 million fine and ordered $184.5 million in forfeitures, according to a U.S. Attorney Office statement. The charges stemmed from March 2024 indictment against KuCoin and its founders, Chun Gan and
Qi Tang, both Chinese nationals. Prosecutors accused the company of running an unlicensed money transmitter business and failing to implement an anti-money laundering program, which means that they were this means they were running an exchange, but then they wouldn't snitch on the people that were in the company, like that were exchanging on there. Because when it says failing to implement anti-money laundering programs, that means that when somebody is doing any kind of transaction that you think is suspicious, so this is like in a bank, it's called a SARS report, a suspicious activity report. And let me see. I've got to say this correctly. And basically, if you deposit over $2,500 like several times in a week and it looks suspicious, they have to fill out a report. If you deposit over $10,000 or move $10,000 in a month, they can view that as suspicious, and then they report you, basically reporting you to the authorities that they can then watch your account, right? And there are many different things that can trigger this. If you go into the bank high, they can put a SARS report if the cash that you're handling, they feel like it's suspicious. So basically, this is the same type of activity they wanted them to do for their exchange, which is basically profiling. You see somebody do something with money, and then you just automatically assume the worst so that you report them, and then people can watch their activity from then forward. And they failed to do that. So that's what they're in trouble for. So both founders will forfeit $2.7 million each, which is crazy. That might be little chump change for them, but for me, that's like an unimaginable amount of money. In a statement on Monday, Gann announced he had stepped down from all roles at the company as part of the settlement agreement. He described the resolution as a favorable outcome because he's not in jail. That dismisses all charges against him and co-founder Qi Tang upon satisfaction of specific conditions. Gann emphasized that neither he nor Tang intended to violate U.S. law, which this is pretty crazy, but just all in all, $300 million. And if I had to pay a $300 million fine because of how I was running a company, I would step down too. It's what you do for the company. It's what people do in corporate. You step down, you take an advisory position, they take your name off the website, and they just ask you your opinion on things. And you tell them, and you still run the show behind the scenes. That's how corporate worlds work. And so that's what's going on there. So DeepSeek, this has been the big thing. But so DeepSeek's open source AI cost NVIDIA $600 billion, and it triggers a $1 trillion sector slump. NVIDIA's stock dropped 16% on Monday as DeepSeek's low-cost AI model disrupted the U.S. tech sector, wiping out $1 trillion in a day. And I wish that I had this video of the CEO of NVIDIA showing off their new AI chip. It was really good. It's a really good showcase. Highly recommend everybody look at it if they haven't. But so NVIDIA's stock plunged Monday, losing $600 billion in market value, the largest single-day market cap loss in history, as global attention turned to Chinese AI startup DeepSeek. The tech giant's stock began the day trading at 140, but fell 16% and closed at 118 as news of DeepSeek's low-cost AI developments and high-performance spread. Its plunge reflects a broader trend with the U.S. tech industry shedding an estimated $1 trillion in market capitalization, and those concerns spreading to other areas of the economy, including crypto. And so this was kind of where I was saying it was connected. DeepSeek's ability to outperform OpenAI's O1 while operating at a significantly lower cost, reportedly under $5 million, has rocked the tech industry, which has prioritized computational power over efficiency. Its success has propelled DeepSeek to become the top free app in the U.S., according to App Figures data. So this is kind of what you were saying. You don't trust it. because I understand. But another
under
fact,
the new TikTok law, the moment that gains 1 million followers,
yep,
and there's a little bit of other criteria, it'll be banned from the App Store.
that's fascinating. Another factor fueling the sell-off is claims that Chinese developers are training their AI models on NVIDIA's H100 chips, that the U.S. barred NVIDIA from selling to them. And I remember I actually was watching a news report where there was this was actually at Scale AI CEO Alexander Wang told CNBC, my understanding is that DeepSeek has about 50,000 H100s, which they can't talk about, obviously, because it's against the export controls that the U.S. has put in place. The U.S.'s reluctance to embrace open source AI development may have given Chinese companies an edge in the AI development field, according to Professor Ion Stoica, a computer scientist at UC Berkeley and co-founder of Databricks and Anyscale, citing regulatory concerns and national security fears. When I say open source, I mean open data, open training algorithms, open weights, open evaluations, maximum visibility into how they're trained and how they're trained on. Now we're in a situation where Chinese companies bet on open source, unlike the US, and are clearly ahead. While Stoica declined to speculate on the tech stock market, he emphasized the transformative power of lower AI model cost. If the cost of building or serving these models drops by 10 or 100x, it could hurt these companies. On the other hand, if it drives innovation and accelerates AI development by doing more with the same hardware, these companies could become even more valuable. And I think this is exciting. But so DeepSeek, this is what everybody has been talking about. Again, it works and has outperformed in many of the cognitive tests and the different thinking tests and things that they put the OpenAI regular AI models through. It excels. It thinks clearer. And its rationality is better based on the prompts. I have another article here about how DeepSeek, here it is, DeepSeek strikes again. Does its new open source AI model beat DALL-E E3? So DALL-E E3 is a image generation AI. And so now they're saying DeepSeek's actually exceeds and has beaten the DALL-E E3 with how it creates artwork as well. So this generative artwork, it understands prompts better. Let's see. But yeah, OpenAI's DALL-E E3, it has outperformed it on key benchmarks. The model ranges from 1 billion to 7 billion parameters. Okay, so all this stuff isn't what I care about. But basically what they said was that it even understands prompts better and that it has portrayed the images that people want from it even better. And so this is one of the things that has been so shaking for the U.S. right now, that the crypto and AI czar had to come out and say, yes, this is like a humbling moment. We're surprised and astonished at how far along this AI is, how it works and everything. But he said, I'm very confident that the U.S. is going to be the leader in the world. And I agree. I think that they will. I think that where in a place like China, there's a lot of certain kinds of censorship and different kinds of authoritarian controls. In the U.S., there's just kind of like a limitation of access. So I don't have any doubt within my mind that we have better performing AI, but I don't believe that AI is freely accessible to all the people, right? There's probably like select boardrooms of people that have access to certain AI models that we don't, right? And we probably won't for years, that they use for different activities and stuff. And so I think that this is kind of going to force the hand of what's happening in the US to take more of the open source route and provide these tools to the people. So I kind of think it's good in that kind of way. I think it's going to force them to show off what they can provide for free to the people, right? Like as a country.
which I think is pretty bullish for AI. I think there's so many things that will come from that are exciting. And, we love Elon Musk. He's made these posts and been talking lately about this bold move. Doge is looking to use blockchain for U.S. government efficiency. They also want public spending to be on the blockchain. And I love this. And then so the Doge blockchain marks a new shift in how the U.S. government works. Elon's Department of Government Efficiency wants to use blockchain to track spending and make things clearer. This new push for government efficiency uses blockchain transparency to improve how money gets spent. The Doge blockchain project could change how the U.S. government blockchain systems work forever. And then CZ Binance here, unpopular opinion, all governments should track their spending on the blockchain, an immutable public ledger. It's called public spending for a reason. And I agree, 100%. And yes, but this is what Elon is pushing. These are the kinds of things that Trump has supported with them. So we will see. I actually have a bookmark somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. That is where Trump is coming through on his promise to... He's basically petitioning to get rid of income tax, which would be massive.
So I was listening to a part of his speech earlier, and he said that, doing away with taxes on tips, taxes on overtime, and taxes on Social Security. The problem is he can't just executive order that.
Yeah.
That's something that's going to have to go through Congress.
100%. But
which is bullish that he's still doing it, though.
I honestly, I really hate the idea of income tax. I would rather just pay taxes on things that I buy and that I'm using when I buy them and not have to, do something about it. You know what I mean? It's okay, you pay me money. What?
You already have that.
No, I know, but I mean, without having to file and do all this stuff. They already know.
What I'm saying is you already pay income tax and property tax and state tax and food tax and everything is taxed.
Yes,
everything is taxed.
But that's what I'm saying. So don't let me, when I get, okay. So this is the thing that I tell people all the time. If your salary is $100,000, then after taxes, that takes away 40%. So you're really making $60K. And so it's give me my whole paycheck. Let me spend my whole paycheck in the country that I live in. And that's how you get your taxes. It just makes sense. I pay electricity. I have to drive my car. I have to heat my home, so I think it would be bullish. And if we didn't have to file taxes anymore, because they already know anyways, I don't get it. But so we got that going on. This is crazy. De-dollarization alert from Watcher Guru. Russia's 236 billion digital ruble plan is revealed. So I'm not going to go too far into this, but basically we've known that Russia has been talking about creating their own currency that is digital, their own digital currency. They were first looking at this whenever they were trying to get around sanctions, right? They talked about using Bitcoin to buy oil instead of the dollar and some of these other things. And it just makes sense. I think every country is getting to digital currency and embracing it. But it's hard to move stuff across borders and across countries and stuff when you need permission from 1 million people and it takes 14 days to do something. But I think every country is going to have their own digital currency or have a digital network that they can use to transfer value, to buy oil, to sell oil, and all these things. We had an article a while back that was about BRICS, and BRICS was going to create their own digital currency or embrace Bitcoin, so that way they no longer have to settle oil, the petrodollar, in US dollar. Right. And so all these things have been cooking for a long time. I think that these kinds of things are just going to become more and more common, and we're just going to see a bunch of it. All of it right now is like, oh, that's kind of crazy. But I think one day we're going to wake up and everybody's going to have their own things. Yeah.
To a certain extent, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to have their own.
There will still be a universal dollar. I mean, you got bricks and then you got the dollar. So we'll see. I mean, the dollar is starting to fail.
Yep. Here we go. We got MicroStrategy bought another 1.1 billion of Bitcoin last week. And I think these articles are getting boring now. We love it, right? It's bullish. It's so bullish, but we just see so many of them. Michael Saylor, you know, that man is hung like a horse. We love it. We love it for him. He's got diamond hands for sure. And then we have OKX and Crypto.com. Secure full MiCA licenses in European Union. This is big. MiCA licenses are tough to come by. So OKX and Crypto.com are basically regulated in the European Union. And I think that this is still a more bull case for Crowcoin, the Crypto.com currency. We've talked about it a couple different times. And I just feel like we keep seeing more Crypto.com news that's bullish. And when you compare it to something like BNB, I think it has a lot of potential upside. Yeah, I'm not excited about it. I just think that that's what's going to happen. Like, I think Crypto.com and the Crowcoin is going to, I think it's going to perform well because it has done.
It does. I think, I mean, we went over it before that. What was it? 93 cents only puts it at like a $26 billion market cap.
Yeah.
So it definitely has room to grow. And if Crypto.com keeps expanding and everything like that. Now, there is no Kronos chain, right?
Yes, there is.
There's a Kronos chain?
There is a Kronos chain.
BNB?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And I only know this because I saw stuff being built on it, and I heard about people doing things with it, and then I was just confused because I didn't believe it. But they're doing stuff. I don't know how much is like able for regular people to use on it right now, but I know that they're doing stuff with it.
So like BSC, right? Like Binance Smart Chain.
Yes.
There is a Kronos chain. Okay.
Yep. Like I said, I don't know how much is on it, but I've read articles. I know that there are people doing things with it and on it. It's not. But I mean, I would go
if it doesn't matter if that's the case, then the token's value has unlimited upside, especially if it's used like BNB is used. You know, reducing fees or swapping in and out and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we always talk about it on the channel, but self-custody is very important. It shields users from institutional risks. This whole article is talking about Trezor, but we like Keystone. Trezor is good as well. I have a Ledger, although I would recommend people look into a Keystone before a Ledger. Everybody should use these. The points that are made in this article are basically when prices go up and you want to sell, a lot of centralized exchanges get too much activity and then they're not actually able to fulfill all of it, right? So they usually end up shutting down for maintenance. They get too much activity. So a way you can prevent yourself from missing those opportunities is to have self-custody and store your own crypto, because then you can use decentralized exchanges and different things to trade in and out of things, to cash out, to go into stablecoin or whatever you might want to do. But
so it's called Kronos POS chain.
Crazy. You want to put that up? The next
Kronos POS chain. The next generation public blockchain, Chronos POS chain, is a public, open source, and permissionless blockchain, a fully decentralized network with high speed and low fees, designed to be a public good that helps drives mass adoption of blockchain technology through use cases like payment, DeFi, and NFTs. So secure, built on a state-of-the-art blockchain technology and designed to be fault tolerant. Transactions instant and deterministic, confirmed with minimal fees. The chain is open source, welcomes any validator, partners, and code contributors. Welcome to and supported by innovative projects, including payment and DeFi. We are on track to offset more carbon than we generate, which that's a freaking scam. Cryptocurrency in every wallet and power. So this is the page off of CoinGecko. So here we go. Chronos live. Chronos POS chain is now live. Please review the migration details. Exchange platforms. Okay.
So there we go. But that's all I got for today. For the most part, I think the KuCoin founders pleading to 300 million and pleading guilty is pretty crazy.
So I didn't catch that because I was talking to somebody in our Discord. What were they found guilty of?
It was the running a money transmitter without a money transmitting license.
Oh, well,
so basically they had a crypto exchange and people could send money to each other.
Right.
And they weren't reporting it to anybody.
Which is kind of weird though, because it's not like they're U.S. based.
Yeah, but they were. I mean, I had a KuCoin. They were serving U.S. customers. They didn't ask questions.
They did. I mean, they went. When did they go KYC? A year ago, year and a half ago?
Like maybe less.
Maybe less than that. Yeah, and that's probably usually the only reason a company goes an exchange goes KYC is pressure from, Big Daddy America.
Yep, they know the hammer's about to drop. They're like the free money train's about to end.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
But
all right,
that's what we got. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube if you're not subscribed. Share this with a friend. If everybody shares this with a friend, we'll have twice as many people here. We appreciate you all for joining us. We come to you live Monday through Friday, every single night at 6 p.m. We didn't
even go over you went over the XRP, the Tuttle.
I didn't. I have it.
I mean, it's literally in the title, bro. It just reminded me because somebody said XRP in the chat. Yeah.
But just in 3 billion total capital files for 10 different leverage crypto ETFs. ADA, XRP, Sol, Litecoin, Link.BN. That's probably BNB misspelled. Bonk, Trump, and Melania. And the source is
some of those.
Here's these guys.
Some of those aren't true ETFs. The Solana, the XRP, the Solana and the XRP are true ETFs. Those other ones are some kind of leveraged ETF. Like Cardano, they want to do like a 2x leveraged. I don't know exactly how that is. I don't know if that's kind of like how Bitcoin used to have futures and Ethereum had futures. Like if it's the first step. Yeah, if it's the first step before becoming a spot. But yeah, they filed, and I think XRP is going to be the first one.
Yep.
Absolutely. I don't know how they. I mean, I just don't like Solana, I guess. I don't know.
But when you have money, the one thing that you don't hate is more money. So,
of course,
you know what I mean. So it's not about morals. But anyways, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow night, and yeah, and then on Wednesday we'll have Aaron. So
Yep. Hit that like button, subscribe, share it with a friend, do all that good stuff.
peace out. We'll see you guys on the next one.